If you're like me, then you have been overwhelmed by decisions in the past. And the kind of decisions I'm talking about are the more abstract kind, the one where there's multiple right answers. So, something big, for example, what should I do after graduating? What kind of job should I go to? If you're running your own business, then of all of the possible pivots, which pivot should I go down after? What product should I build? What changes should I make based on feedback? The problem with these decisions is there's never a single right answer, and multiple could feel correct. And as somebody who's faced these kinds of problems for a very long time, I have found some patterns, and let me share with you something that has worked for me. So, there's a two-step process that I have found that has consistently worked for me. The first is identify what is the most important constraint in your life right now that is preventing you from blossoming. Second is take the decision that moves you in the direction of reducing that constraint. So, for example, if you are a founder who has been working by themselves for a really long time and you haven't earned any money but you have a debt that is piling up, then your most important constraint is money. So, when you are taking a decision, when there's multiple options that are available for you, take the decision that puts immediate money into your hands. When you take decisions like this, it feels right. That's a good way of knowing that you've taken an appropriate decision. I'll give you another example. When you're writing code, when you're building products, the instinct is often to build the most elegant solution. But your constraint at the start is that nothing exists. So, this kind of leads to the famous saying in programming, which is first make it work, then make it right, then make it fast. And this follows our constraints philosophy. Initially, nothing exists. Once it exists, then it's like highly unstructured and inflexible. So, make it right. Once it is right, then you might want to optimize and make it really elegant and make the code faster. So, in general, principle that has worked for me, and I hope it works for you also, is identify what is the most important constraint in your life. This is obviously harder said than done. Once you do, and this is 80% of the work, once you do this and you have your constraint with clarity, then take the decision that moves you forward on that constraint so that it reduces that constraint. Because when it does, then you start living more abundantly and more decisions become possible than were possible before. This is something that has worked for me. Tell me about a constraint that has been there in your life and how you've taken a decision to move forward on that.